Hello to each and every one of you, and welcome this morning to the annual State of the Nation address in commemoration of the Osage Nation Sovereignty Days. I want to recognize the last remaining full-bloods that we have here within the Osage Nation that we know of. And if you're able to, we would like for you to stand, and at the end of introducing all of our special guests that are here, then we'll applaud at that time. But I want to start with our full bloods. Miss Adeline Mary Chow, Miss Mamie Louise Collins, Thomas Gilbert Daniels, Aunt Martha Ruth Davis, William Sam Fletcher, Herman Mongrain Lookout, Elda June McNeil, John D. Redigal, Ed Redigal Jr., Myron Redigal, Agnes Anita West, Lookout West, and Joan Yvonne Lookout Wilson. Those are the last remaining full-bloods that we have left. And I want to, before I go any further, I want to send my condolences to all of our families that have lost loved ones here this past year or so. We lost one of our last remaining 13 that we were planning on honoring today, and I want to mention his name, and that was Mr. Harry Leslie Maker. He was a very prominent citizen down in Hominy, Oklahoma, and was very encouraging to us as young men growing up, and I just want to say that much about him.
One of the things I say about myself, I had the opportunity to grow up in the culture of the Osage. That culture included Native Americans from the Pawhuska tribe and the Pawnee tribe, and I was around those folks when I was a young man. And I learned a lot from those things. I remember when my father passed away that the gentleman from the Pawhuska tribe came up and he says he's shown you a lot of good things, and he did. I had the opportunity to grow up in the culture and be a part of it, and to see his life as an Osage. So this morning I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. As I reflect upon the accomplishments of the Osage Nation over the past year, I'm proud of our achievements. The Osage Nation is improving the lives of Osage people and the greater community. I'd like to begin by sharing my thoughts about one Osage man whose life meant so much to our people. Last April, Osage Nation First Chief Justice Charles Loha retired from the bench for health reasons. He came to me one afternoon and told me that he was going to resign his bench position. And I asked him not to do that, but he told me, at that time, he told me that he wasn't well, and he didn't want no one to know about it, but he and I knew that. And he resigned his position at that time. And we were deeply saddened by the passing of last November. It is appropriate that he be in our thoughts today because Chief Loha, throughout his lifetime, cared deeply about the Osage people and the right of the Osage people to a constitutional form of government. As far back as the early 1960s, Justice Loha was an active participant in the efforts to reestablish a constitutional form of government for the Osage people through the Osage Nation organization, where he served as a board member and legal counsel. The O-No's, as they were called back in the 60s, as they came to be known, were instrumental in keeping alive the vision of the United Osage people thriving and advancing under a constitutional form of government, which we are using today. His remarkable legacy, among his many accomplishments, Justice Loha advanced the legal rights of all Osage tribal people and the sovereign right of all tribal governments. He was the founding board chairman of the Native American Rights Fund, a founder of the Council of Energy Resource Tribes, an attorney and a professor of law and a judge. But he is quoted as stating that his proudest moment was being sworn in as the nation's first Chief Justice under the new Constitution of the Osage Nation. He was a true believer in the Osage Nation, so much so that in his will he left the Aloha family homestead allotment to the Osage Nation, reserving the life estate to each of his children, and then it'll be turned over to the Osage Nation. Please join me in celebrating the life, works, and accomplishments of a truly visionary Osage, Chief Justice Judge Aloha. Give him a round of applause.